of the stadium acknowledge me. Hello everyone and welcome to Kick It to Scoops. I'm your host Cooper, the sole admin of AFL Information, Trade Rooms and AFL Information, Trade Rooms and Results, and what a loaded show for you guys and girls today. I have on the world famous show, Kick It to Scoops. And world famous, speaking of world famous, the world famous segment Scoops Goes Bang. This will be the biggest ever Scoops Goes Bang ever. That's not an insult, that is just a fact of life. Yeah. You will be acknowledging me as the tribal chief and the #1 podcast because, it's going to be an explosive edition of the world famous segment Scoops Goes Bang. And you wonder what's featuring. It is the atrocious umpiring from the Saints Geelong game. Number 37 should be ashamed of himself and should never umpire again. Dangerfield's flopping, biased umpiring, match fixing at its best throughout that game at times. You wonder why Geelong have a great record at GMHBA. It's because the umpires always favour them. That's why they keep on winning there, not because of their skills and everything like that. I'll go through that very shortly. Going to reveal my Supercoach team on the show today. I'm going to review the rounds that's gone and upcoming. And my team of the week, which I'll get to as well, which I know you guys and girls do really enjoy that. Alrighty. Let's start off with this. You want me on Cameo? Head to cameo.com/Cooper G. Want me to roast a friend? Wish someone happy birthday? Anything at all? Cameo.com/Cooper G. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already. And if you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, please give it a 5-star review. We'd greatly appreciate it. And yeah, smash the like button. We'll aim for 20 likes to this video. All right, let's cut the bullshit because it's going to get explosive. There's been great editions of the Scoops Goes Bang throughout its 2.5-year period, going into almost 3 years now in May. So next month or a month and a half or so. So this will be the best in the whole 3-year existence, basically. Please welcome the world famous segment Scoops Goes Bang. Oh, good golly God. What the hell am I banging on about? Is there anything to bang on about this week's Scoops? Oh, yeah. The match fixing that happened in the Saints Geelong game on the weekend at GMHBA Stadium in front of the Geelong Duckwood stand. Give me a break, please. Seriously. Now, the term match fixing isn't a term I like to use, but there was definite signs of it during the Saints Geelong game. Was there a rule that the AFL said that Geelong couldn't lose in front of their new stadium size? Joel Duckwood stand was up and about. I heard they had a memento to have rubber duckies as a memento to celebrate his career. Because, he ducks all the time, hence his name is Joel Duckwood. Anyway, the umpiring itself was absolute stress. Number 37, if you watch my match day vlog, you see me get very angry, and for a damn good reason, because there was absolute match fixing at its best. Biased umpiring. Geelong in favour. Stevic in the last quarter decided to show his favouritism. Riley Bonner had a deliberate that they gave that shouldn't have been a deliberate. We had players get tackled without the ball. They dropped the ball. Frees weren't given. It was just absolutely embarrassing. The ones that Geelong got, we didn't get. Ones we should have got, we didn't get, and they got. It's just absolutely embarrassing. And there's a big key topic of this game as well. This was late in the game. Liam Henry, for God's sake, got held in the last minute of the game in the centre bounce when we were 1 point down. Don't tell me that didn't affect the game, because it did. He got a free. We had a centre bounce, free kick, minute to go. Anything can happen. It was only 1 point at that stage. And this one just topped it off. And guess who's involved? Patrick bloody Dangerfield. Watch the clip and you can see how angry I am, and let me know your thoughts, and I'll give you my thoughts on it properly right after the clip. Watch the clip and, be normal. React normal. Here it is.
What? You have got to be fucking kidding me. You're a fucking cheat, Dangerfield, you flog. Show the replay, you wankers. Yeah, show the replay, you flogs. More fucking acting. Fucking flog in the circus, you flog.
Now, probably wondering, do I swear a lot? I think it was warranted. Now, Dangerfield technically didn't give away didn't pay the free to himself. I get it and I understand it. But don't tell me, they say, Scoops, there's the rule, the below the legs rule. It might not be a great rule, but it's in the rule book. Jimmy Bartel and Lee Matthews on the Furnace Show and whatever it's called on Channel 9 last night said the same thing as what I'm about to say to you right now. Liam Stocker, who got injured from that, by the way, he went to the ball first, connected. He touched the ball and had completion of the ball before Dangerfield even bloody got on him. So how can you tell me that's Dangerfield's free when Stocker had the ball in his freaking hand before Dangerfield touched him? People would say, oh, Dangerfield, you're going for the ball, blah, 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 breaking the leg type rule, Gary Rowan rule. No. Stocker had the ball in his hand before Dangerfield even got to him. So that excuse is out the flipping window. That is ridiculous. Unacceptable. Now, is it because Dangerfield? Is that why they really got the free? Like, is it because it's Geelong? Well, not is it, because it is because it's Geelong. It is because it's Patrick Dangerfield. I tell you, guarantee you, bet your bottom dollar, if that was Dangerfield in Stocker's position, Dangerfield would have got the free and not Stocker. That is an absolute embarrassment. Stevic and the number 37 wanker should never umpire again. Stevic is past issues by day, and that number 37, well, he's made himself world famous because he just featured on the world famous segment, Scoops, as being an absolute embarrassment. That umpire was throughout the whole game. You've seen my clip. You see, there's plenty of examples. I just went through some off the top of my head. There's plenty more that I didn't even get to capture. Now, people will be saying, Scoops, and Kilda had more frees, blah, blah, blah. It's never about the amount of frees. It's the frees you get and the frees you don't get, where you get them and where you don't get them. That is a big difference. Liam Henry, last minute of the game, plain and simple. That one right there, the Dangerfield one. Bonner, given delivered by Stevic in the last quarter, wasn't there. Touched his hand, fell through the points. And plus, there was a Geelong player near him. They paid a deliberate. Ollie Henry got free kick after free kick as well. It's an embarrassment. I mean, we had plays where their heads were taken off and there was no frees. Geelong players through the ball, they weren't given. Like, yeah, there might be one or two we got that probably weren't there. And I mentioned one in the clip if you listen properly to the clip. So if you're going to criticise my options on the umpiring, maybe watch the clip and you'd figure it out for yourself. Otherwise, if you're not going to watch it, that's fine. But don't say what you say, because unless you watch my clip, you have no idea what I'm talking about. So maybe zip it. But anyway, I said it's going to be explosive. So Patrick Dangerfield should be apologising for that. Matt Stevic should be fired, and number 37 shall be fired. Now, why am I calling him number 37? Quite frankly, he doesn't even deserve to have his name mentioned. He's number 37 in my books. And, you know, I was thinking during the game, he should get dropped to the VFL, but that's even an insult to the VFL umpires. That guy should be dropped, sacked, fired, delisted, given the boot, any variation of those you want to call it. He should be embarrassed of his umpiring performance. I had over 17 people message me or comment on my post on Facebook saying that I was right about the umpiring favouring Geelong, or that umpire, or just shit decisions all round. So for people that say that I'm being biased, mate, I just had 17 plus people that I know of that was defending me on my post online. I'm sure there was more posts I've seen on the. The clubs that are involved are always going to favour their team. I've seen opposition fans outside Saints Geelong. I even had some few Geelong fans tell me that they were getting lucky with those examples that I showed and said, and others just in general. The umpiring was an absolute embarrassment. Now, we both had our chances to win the game, but those chances thrown out the window. Liam Henry should have had a free. Freaking Geelong had a few goals from frees that shouldn't have been there. Unacceptable. And quite frankly, we had Jack Sinclair out, Dougal Howard out, Jimmy Webster, and some others, Zach Jones. So, Bam Butler, who hopefully will be back this week, if not next week. So, Hunter Clark as well. So, got a fair few guys out. They had no one out. So, except for Cam Guthrie. So, disappointing. But yeah, we're going to talk about the game soon. So, I hope you guys and girls enjoyed that explosive edition of the world famous segment, Scoops Goes Painful. Alrighty. What are we going to go through next, ladies and gentlemen? Should I change the formation up? Should we go through my team of the week, Supercoach reveal? What shall we do, Scoops? You know what I'm going to do? You know what? let's now go through. Yeah, let's go through. I want to change things up. Let's go through my Supercoach team. Now, when I go through my Supercoach team, I want to stress enough that my formation is like this. I have 4 premium defenders, 2 rookies on the field. I have 5 premium mids, a mid-pricer, a few rookies, rucks, 2 premium rucks. The 4 line couldn't really go expensive there because there is no one really worth it, even Toby Green. So I've got 1 high price around 500, mid-pricer, a few high-price rookies or cheaper rookies on the field. So 4 rookies overall on the 4 line. Now let's go through that team. Start from the back line. Nick Dacos, James Sicily, Harry Sheasel, Hayden Young, Blake Howes, and Nick Caulfield. The bench, Josh Gipkus and Zach Reid. Now, I had Josh Gipkus on the field instead of Caulfield, unfortunately, but now I've changed it. So that's the back line. I mean, I was thinking of Jack Sinclair over Hayden Young or Sheasel. But Sinks obviously didn't play round 1, so that changed me to put Sheasel in. Hayden Young I was umming and ahhing over. Tom Stewart I was thinking about, but didn't go that way. Blake Howes was a guarantee after his round 0 performance. Caulfield, because he was going to get a game. Gipkus, besides the injury, would have done really well, I would have felt. And Zach Reid, well, he was only a last-minute decision for me as well, because obviously Shellmaker and guys like that weren't getting picked. So that's my back line. And by the way, I scored all right. I scored 2,124, top 27% for the round. So that's the back line. My midfielders are Christian Petrarca, Rory Laird, Tom Green, Connor Rosie, Tuke Miller, Riley Bonner, Colby McKercher, and Riley Stans. My bench, Jeremy Sharp, Jai Clark, and Harvey Thomas. My loophole captain was Tom Green this week, who scored a whopping 152. My man Greeny, my Brownlow tip for a reason, Tom Green. An absolute machine. So here it is. Here is my midfield and defenders there on the screen. You can see that. Have a read of that. Obviously got 49,900 remaining. What are your thoughts on that? Comment down below what you think on that. I honestly like that mix. Okay, now it's up there. Pause the video if you want to keep on looking. So let's go through now my other positions. So the rucks. Pretty self-explanatory for me. Brodie Grundy at that cheap price. He was a self-explanatory. And Rowan Marshall, I went over Tim English. Could have gone either way, to be honest. Bench, Cohen, Livingston, loophole option to a team which has had a lot of late games. I was never not getting Grundy and Marshall. I was leaning between him and English, and I'll pick my man, Rowan Marshall. Forward line, Sam Flanders, who I haven't been a big fan of putting in Supercoach, but I have done it. Got 128 in the weekend. Happy with that. Zach Fisher scored 50. Did okay, but he had about 6 turnovers. So I'm umming and ahhing Zach Fisher over a certain individual this week. Not saying who. Harley Reid, Alex Sexton, rejuvenating his career as a defender, half-back. I like him as a forward, but the Suns lately haven't. Picked him in the ones. Darcy Wilson, one of the best rookies going around for Supercoach. Harvey Gallagher, that was a last-minute decision in terms of on the Thursday night. He's got 49. Seth Campbell and Sean Manor on the bench. Sean Manor had 29 points in a quarter. See, I want Sean Manor on my field. He was a lock to my field. But Chris Scott has other stupid ways of doing things. Bloody Scott. It's like fair dinkum, mate. Fucking hell. Put him on the field. Now, there's my midfield and forward line. Looking at doing Tom Green as captain this week and Nick Dacos for the loophole vice captain. Obviously, loophole Nick Dacos as he plays my Saints on Thursday night, the first game of the round. Generally, that's what you want to do for your loophole. So that's my team there. Here we go, Riley Bonner, Scoops. He got cut by Port Wall. In the practice matches, he had 30 and 31 disposals in both practice matches, kicked a goal. Great form, picked round 1, had 28 in the weekend, scored 102. Absolutely loving that from Riley Bonner. An underrated player who Port Adelaide mistreated Riley Bonner. That's not an insult, my friends. That's just a fact of life. Yeah. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on my team? There it is again, one more time. Nick Dacos, James Sicily, Harry Sheasel, Hayden Young, Blake Howes, and Nick Caulfield, Josh Gipkus, and Zach Reid on the bench. Obviously, both are injured, so I will end up trading them out. I'm still umming and ahhing whether I do that this round or not. There's no rush. Unless there's someone I want to get a rookie. I'm thinking of something else at the moment. I don't want to burn trade straight away. So there's a few things I'm trying. So that's my team. Let me know your thoughts down below. players you have. And I want to give a shout out. Congratulations to Raz10, who is a regular on my YouTube live streams. And videos sometimes. He scored the most in the Scoops League, Fan Club League. Congratulations to Graz10. The Supercoach group code, if you want to be a part of it, is 196027. So that's one to keep an eye out on there. Alrighty. So, yeah, that's my Supercoach team. Let me know your thoughts down below, what trades you're thinking of doing, any advice you want, because I always finish in the top 5 to 10% every damn year, and I won the team of the week, round 5 of 2022. 22, I believe it was. Lose count, win too many things these days. All right, so that's my team of the week. Alrighty. No, that's not my team of the week. We are now actually about to, very shortly, go through my team of the week. It's a heavily debated team of the week, as it always is. Now, we're going to get to that in just a second. I'm going to make you guys keep waiting. But I just want to have some news topics I want to bring up. So, James Sicily's one-match suspension is being appealed by the Hawks, so we'll see how they go there. Mason Redmond has copped a one-game suspension. He will be missing this week's clash for Essendon's game, as he has accepted the punishment, or the club has. So no Mason Redmond for the Bombers this week. Hawthorn are appealing the James Sicily ban, as I said. As for James Harms, he's been given a one-game suspension for his incident with former teammate Stephen May. He gave him a good old headbutt, which is why why James Harms is out for this week. No big loss, James Harms. Anyway, he's only a VFL player. When we talk about sample players, we're going to get to that when we get to the Port Adelaide game. All right. Now, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for my round 1 AFL team of the week. Now, it's obviously heavily debated all the time. You're going to have to wait and see who I got here, because let's go through the team, ladies and gentlemen, right here, right now. The Scoops round 1 AFL team of the week. All right. From the back line, the pockets, Harry Sheasel and Riley Bonner. Fullback, Charlie Ballard. Half back line, the flankers, Lockie Whitfield and Massimo D'Ambrosio. Centre back, Luke Ryan. Wingers, Chad Warner and Errol Goulden. Centreman, Nick Dacos. Our forward line, the flankers, Jesse Hogan and Jake Riccardi. Centre half forward, Noah Bolter. Forward pockets, Ollie Dempsey and Jake Stringer. Full forward, Logan McDonald. Ruckman, Rowan Marshall. Rovers, Tom Green and Caleb Sarong. So right. Interchange, Isaac Heaney, Timmy Mambry, Joe Danaher, Noah Anderson, and Archie Perkins. The emergency, Zane Cordy, Max King, Jack Billings, Max Gorn, Clayton Oliver, Stephen May, Matt Crouch, and Jack Buckley. Now, reasons for my selections, here you are. So, look, Harry Sheasel, over 30 disposals, lock. Charlie Ballard, over 10 intercept possessions and 1% as a lock. Riley Bonner, his first official game for the Saints as an official game. 28 disposals, good in the back line, high efficiency, deserved a spot in the team. Lockie Whitfield, over 30, deserved it. Luke Ryan, lots of marks, over 23 disposals. Massimo D'Ambrosio, 29, I think it was, for the Hawks, in a losing effort against his old side, the Bombers. I think he did really well. The wingers, Chad Warner, 3 goals, 27 disposals, deserved it. Nick Dacos, a goal and 37, despite their loss. Errol Goulden, over 30, deserved it. Jesse Hogan, kicking bags of goals again, 6, I believe it was. Noah Bolter, kicked 3 and 20 disposals. The Riccardi party, 4 in goals. Ollie Dempsey, was Geelong's best player, kicking 3 as well. Logan McDonald, kicked a bag of 5, Jake Stringer, kicked 4. Rowan Marshall, over 20 disposals and plenty of hit-outs, dominated Reece Stanley. Tom Green, the second best midfielder for the round. I don't always have him as the best for the round. It was very good. The Giants display over 37 disposals. Caleb's are wrong. Fremantle record-breaking most disposals, 46 possessions, if you don't mind. Isaac Keaney, 28 disposals in the midfield, a couple of goals, deserved a spot. Timmy Member in his first return game since his mental health reasons. Welcome back, Timmy. We love you, mate. Kicked 3 and a really impactful game. Kicked some important goals. In fact, all his goals were important. First goal of the game, late in the game. Timmy Member had a great game. Joe Danaher. I mean, people were going, they lost. He was no good. He kicked 3 and 20 for key forward. He's a lock. Noah Anderson, very good, over 30 touches again. Archie Perkins kicked 2 goals, 24 disposals, like 12 clearances, deserves a spot in the team. Zane Cordy was done really well on Tom Hawkins, who did nothing. Max King did really well on Sam Piconing, and he kicked 2 for 17 disposals, 8 marks. Max King. Jack Billings probably did have his best game for Melbourne, one of the best of his career. He's kicked a fair 5 goals and 30 disposals once the Saints against other than Bulldogs at Carlton. And the comeback game all those years ago in Billings' first few years at the Saints. Had a great game. Max Gorn was good in the ruck. Oliver was probably the next best midfielder, to be honest. Stephen May was the next key defender chosen. Matt Crouch, likewise with Oliver. And Jack Buckley was the next best after Stephen May for key defender. So that's my team of the week. Let me know your thoughts down below, what you reckon. Any you would change. All had, huge cases. I mean, yeah, the only other player that I didn't have in Stephen May, you could argue was a bit stiff, but Luke Ryan had the same stats, and Charlie Ballard. Yes, less disposals, but he had 12-1%, so it was really hard, and intercept possessions, so it was really hard to ignore his form. And then I feel like if I put another tall in, Riley Bonner and Harry Sheasel can play that a bit taller role, medium size. So, I mean, you want to make it too tall and needed a few more runners in that team as well. So that's my team of the week. So let me know your thoughts down below. All right, let's now go review the round 2 games from the weekend. And it started all the way back on Thursday night. It was Carlton v Richmond. Carlton 86, Richmond 81. Carlton by 5 points. Credit to Richmond. They did really well, a bit better than what I thought, but they've had Tom Lynch come back, Dustin Martin come back, Toby Nankervis come back. So, look, I expected them not to lose by 40 points, but I still expected Carlton to win by a bit more than they did. And credit to Richmond coming to show the fight. Tom Lynch started all right. Unfortunately, Josh Gipkiss, my man in Supercoach, unfortunately suffered his ACL. He can't catch a break. Wish Josh Gipkiss all the best. Sam Doherty, unfortunately, had an ACL injury late last round, so we wish Doc all the best. Obviously, a guy been through a hell of a lot of health battles, and then obviously ACL injuries. I think it's his third now. Just a shit run, and he's a good player. Sam Doherty, over 200 games for Carlton. Hopefully, it's not the end for him. But yeah, Carlton. Cripps was okay. Mackay was really good again. It's funny how he had the same stats as last week, if not a few more disposals than marks. But no one really talked about his performance this week because he didn't kick the match-winning goal. So the commentary would be pissed off. Mackay kicked back-to-back 3-goal games and 15 touches in both games. Gee, Matty Lloyd, we crying again about that. I wonder if he spoke about him on Footy Show yesterday. I should have checked that out. But anyway, here we are. Let me know down below if they did. Or they just ignored it again. The game on Friday night, what an upset. It's probably not an upset, but the way it happened, Collingwood got thumped. They copped another hiding from the Swans, 102 to 69. Swans by 33. Both Sydney sides have spanked the Pies. First the Giants in Sydney, now the Pies cop it by the Swans at the SCG, at the MCG, sorry, at their home ground, the Pies. Now, people will go, 33 scoops, that's not a hiding, mate. They got 3 late goals with 5 minutes to go. They were 51 points down with 5 minutes to go. It's a hiding at your home ground. You want to unfurl the flag or whatever the hell they're saying. I don't give a shit what it is. Bad. Look, I've got faith in them to come back, and they probably will bounce back. They still will make top 4, but form slump at the moment. Not good. 0-2. The first 2 teams that played in the Premiership Grand Final to be 0-2 after 2 rounds each, which is a bit of a concern for both those sides. But Heaney, Warner, absolutely magnificent for the Swans. Nick Larkey was good as well. Brodie Grundy was a bit quiet. But Logan McDonald was terrific as well. Matt Roberts did okay. But yeah, that's how it went there. Now, the next game to go through were the Saturday games. First off, at the MCG, Essendon 107 defeated the Hawks 83, Essendon by 24. Both teams had their opportunities to be in front here. Gresh had a really good game, kicked a late important goal for his new side, the Bombers. I wish Gresh was still unsecured, just like Jack Billings. But here we are. St Kilda got other ways of doing things. Anyway, Gresh did well. I'm happy for him. His team, not so much, but I'm happy for Gresh that he did well. Todd Goldstein was terrific. See, don't need Sam Draper, Essendon. And don't play them both together because neither can play up forward. North freaking shown that Goldie couldn't play up forward. He's a ruckman. And Draper will have to bite his way in the twos when he comes back from injury. He was named emergency on the weekend. So you can't guarantee him a spot back. So until Goldie does shit or gets injured, well, Draper has to stay in the twos. I'm sorry. That's why I had Draper not in my best 22 last year when Phillips was doing well. Well, Bombers fans sucked for me then. I wonder what they're saying now. They're raving on about Goldie's performance and they want to keep him in now. Double standards, aren't I right? Yeah, inaccuracy for both sides. Sicily copped a suspension based on Redmond, but obviously Sicily's one's been appealed. Redmond they've accepted for his incident. D'Ambrosio was good to get for the Hawks against the Bombers. James Sicily was well held and tagged by the Bombers after the game. I can't remember who the Bombers players were. I don't know if it was Eddie McGrath and Stringer. They said they wanted to put a lot of work into James Sicily, and they did that, and they bloody well did well. And full credit to the Bombers, Brad Scott and co. Tagging Sicily. It's shown Saints have done it in the past. You tag Sicily, the Hawks are nothing without James Sicily in that backline. Their backline is mediocre. And without Sis, they're shit. And they may be without him this week. And whoever's playing the Hawks will have a good one this week if Hawks appeal fails tomorrow night at the Tribunal. Do you think Sicily will get off? I don't think he should get off, to be honest. I got him in Supercoach, and I'm pissed off that he scored shit. But I don't think he can be doing that. Some people reckon he shouldn't have got anything. I'm a bit surprised. I thought that was a week worthy. I think it was silly. And his game was shit as well, just like that incident. Now, speaking of shit, North Melbourne 82, GWS 121, Giants by 39 points. Congratulations to the Roos fans, not fans, right on to the Roos boys for really giving a flip about your freaking teammate's first ever goal. Zane Duursma kicked a goal at the start of the game. GWS kicked the first 3 goals, I think it was. Zane got the next goal in the goal square. Don't care where it is, got his first career goal. You would have thought, for God's sake, that somebody would have gone up to him and showed a bit more excitement. They always go up and about for someone's first goal, especially at the start of a game in their first game of their career. And here they are. You got Nick Larkey, who slowly walks over, does a little bit. Another player, I don't know who the second player was, who did a little bit. And fucking basically no one went up to him. Like, I'm sorry. This guy played his first game for the club. You want him to stay long term, and that's how you say congratulations, buddy? I can't be bothered going around. That's just unacceptable behaviour. I thought that was pretty piss poor, if you ask me. So to the North Melbourne players, lift your game. A whole lot of you. Besides Larkey and the second player that went up to Duursma, you should be embarrassed of yourself. If Colby McCurch gives a goal, whenever he does get one, if you do the same like you did to Duursma, then you're going to be critiqued and questioned again. That was unacceptable. Pathetic. Embarrassing, really. You're really showing you want to keep the guy long term. If I was him and I was in that position, I'd be like, fuck, I'll be questioning my commitment to this dump already. Gee, you haven't got much things to celebrate, and you don't celebrate the things you can celebrate. I wonder what David King thought of that. He likes critiquing these days. I want to hear what King thinks about that. I have to send him a good old message about that. Unbelievable. The game itself, Colby McCurcher was good. Zane Duursma did really well. Get a couple. About 10 disposals, did well for medium-sized forward. Zane. Colby did really well. Harry Sheasel did really well. So good young stars that did well. And that's it. Fair rabble. Bottom 2, incoming. Now, speaking of one good team is the Saints and Geelong. Saints are the good team. Geelong aren't so much. Now, 76 Geelong, secured 68. Saints lost by 8 points. Yeah, I had people saying to me, Scoops, you said you were so confident you were going to beat them. Yeah. Yeah, I was confident we would beat them, and I was confident we would, and we should have. I said, unless match fixing got involved into this scenario, then that's the only way we won't win. And that's exactly what happened. I detailed it before. I'm not going to mention it again. Both teams had their chances. But the Liam Henry Holden last minute of the game, fucking free wasn't given. Stocker, Dangerfield, Stocker had the ball, wasn't given to us. It was given to fucking them. That's 2. Bonners delivered the last quarter, which wasn't there. That's 3. And that's just off the top of my head. There's plenty more in my vlog where I put text boxes around the ones I'm very angry about. There's like 7 or 8 of them at least. And that's just of what I captured. The umpiring was shit. Riley Bonner, really good. Mitch Owens and Jake Higgins, not their best games. Zane Cordy did really well on Tom Hawkins. Max Holmes and Ollie Dempsey were their best 2 players. Ollie Dempsey was their best by far in the end. Max Holmes was really good early on in particular and popped up a bit in the last quarter. They were their best 2 players. Cameron had one moment late in the second or first, I think it was. But he didn't really do much either. I think Sharman did all right in patches as well. Brett Crouch had no preseason games, so unfortunately they had 15 touches. Steely did well. Roy Marshall was terrific. Filippo did okay in moments. Look, we both had our chances, but the umpiring was certainly crap. Copper lost if we lost it fair and square. But that game was not fair and square. Joel Duckwood said they had to let them win because they don't want to ruin their night. Like, give me a break. No wonder Geelong have a good record at GMHBA stadiums because no one can get a fucking fair count of the free kicks. People say you won the free kick count. As I said earlier, it's not the freaking number. It's the frees you don't get and you do get, okay? It's plain and simple. Ones you don't get. I just named you bloody, off the top of my head, about 7. So, before as well. That's why. Not talking about it again. Absolutely ridiculous. We'll beat them the second time around if there's no match fixing that time as well. Now, another close game on the Saturday night was the start of 60, Adelaide 54. Gold Coast got 6 points. Now, if you watch this game, you would know that it wasn't close. Adelaide kicked 5 goals to 1, I think it was in the last quarter. Had a few chances late. The Suns would have got nervous, but they held on right onto the Suns, 2 out of 2. Now, I'm telling you right now, if they make finals, it is not because of Damien Hardwick. It's because of the players and the efforts in the previous coach, Stewie Dew, did. He built this team to where it is now. And Hardwick's just picking up the scraps. So, he deserves it. Does Stewie Dew the credit that he helped build this club up. Hardwick didn't do anything. He's just picking the crumbs up. It's like saying you need to do this, what do you call it? You know, those little cube things that you twist around and get all the colours together? It's like you just need one more twist of it and then it's completed, right? Stewie Dew did all the work on that square thing that you twist around and try and get it to even the colours up. That's what Stewie Dew did, and there's just one more twist and you were perfect corners, 4 corners. Not that shit show. But you know, the little thing, cube or whatever they're called. Yeah, that. And literally one twist, boom, done. And that's all Hardwick's done. It's like opening a door. You unlock the door with your key and you just twist the doorknob, which is what Hardwick's done in this scenario. Anyway, great win. Riley O'Brien was okay for the Crows. Matt Crouch was good. For the Suns, though, Powell and Anderson and Rowell and Miller and Ballard, all terrific. Sunday games, Melbourne 109, defeated the Bulldogs 64, 45 points. Again, if you watch this game, you would know Bulldogs weren't that far out. The last score was like 6 goals to 1. Melbourne put them in the saw. Jack Billings played his best game for Demons. One of his most recent best games in the last few years for JB. And through injuries and form at the Saints the last 2 years. Still angry over that move. I shouldn't have let him go for nothing as well. He's reaping the benefits so far as has JB for Melbourne. I'm happy for him. Max Gawn, Oliver, shut the critics up. Maybe for a couple of days and they'll bitch about him again through the media. That's all they do. He was really good. Stephen May was good for the Bulldogs. Tom Liberatore had 30. And Tim English did okay. So did Gawn. So, you know, shit team are the Western Bulldogs. Speaking of shit teams, that's the Eagles, and they got thumped 70 to 120, 4 by 50 points. Now, if you watch this game properly, you would know that Western kicked 10-10-70. Adelaide kicked 16-24, 120. So if Port kicked straight, they would have won by over 100 points with ease. With ease. Kick 10 more of those goals, take 10 points off, 40 points, 6 more goals, it's 30. That's 36, 76 points. In fact, it could have got over 100. You know what I mean. Gettable shots. Now, the 4 sample hacks, 3 of the 4 sample hacks played. Asaba Radigalia, Brendan Thatcher, and Ivan Soldo. Jordan Sweet was an emergency and played in the sample practice games. He's no good anyway. Neither of those other 3. Radigalia did nothing. Zerk Thatcher did nothing. Soldo did alright, but he was against a waffle ruckman in Bailey Williams. So, yes, you can only beat who you got put in front. But people that think Ivan Soldo a good mate, he's no good. He's a sample hack, just like those other 3 you recruited. Women's team recruited well. Terrific. Stole the draft and trade period in the women's. Kirsty Lamb, Piper Window, Loz Young, Shanae Goody, Molly Brooksby, Alyssa Brooke, and Kirsty Lamb, as I said. So they stole the draft and trade period. Got them for nothing. Pre-draft selections as well. And Piper Window, SA draft, first pick. Adelaide never picked before you. Sold it, still a draft, pick 19. So, Commands on the other hand, no. Game, terrific. Butters and Rosie and Charlie Dixon kicked 3, no 10, 11 disposals or something. Some hit-outs. Big Charlie showing his big frame. You can say injury-free. He's really important for the power. Finlayson played, good to see. Jed McEntee got out injured, I believe, so I don't know if he'll play next week or this week now. Have to wait and see. And the final game to go through, wow, the next upset of the round was Freo beating the Lions, and the Lions got a reality check, 70-93, Freo by 23. You look at that, you're like, oh, yeah, Freo had a solid win. Solid. Nah. It was phenomenal. 4 goals down, started the game. And then after that, Brisbane, I think Freo scored the next 11, I believe. Fantastic. Against a reigning grand final team, who were 1 kick away from winning that grand final against the Pies. That Baylor should have got no advantage. Still ridiculous. And give them a chance, just like Liam Henry won. So the Saints game this week. But great game from the Dockers. Sarong, 46 possession of the club record. One on Caleb Sarong. Who's better, Caleb Sarong or Andy Brayshaw at over 30 again? No surprise with the gun. LeGrine gun. Jai Miss kicked 3 or 4, did really well. Carl Werner had a skin clash. Hopefully he's all good. Obviously he won't play this week through the concussion protocols, you would think. I don't know if they confirmed he's concussed, but I think he clearly was. Good to see he's okay though. So yeah, he'll miss this week. Great win for the Dockers. The Lions showed Danaher was good. No Lockie Neal. Josh Dunkley was okay. Harris Andrews was all right, but that's about it. All right, let's now go preview round 3. All righty, it starts on. Actually, before we do that, if you know any AFL, AFLW players, VFLW players, any other state league players, or any up-and-coming draftees you love to send on the podcast and the Gold King Challenger and interview, men's or women's, please send me a message and we will try and get something sorted. I love doing more Gold King Challenges and interviews. Some recently, Brooke Ward and Millie Lang from the Rebels will be good recruits in the draft this year, or whatever clubs they go to. I've done plenty recently as well. More interviews lined up. Men's and women's, so keep an eye out for that. Looking forward to sharing that with you all within this week as well. Recent interview will be up. More interviews will be out in the next few days as well. All right, let's go review round 3. So Thursday night at the MCG, the Saints home game against the Pies. 7:30 Victorian time, Thursday night. It's the Saints hosting the Pies. Now, I rarely tip against my Saints. And you would think, Scoops, if I'm on the grand final, you're definitely not tipping Saints, are you? Well, but then Collingwood lost it last week. So, you can make a name and they lost badly. But unfortunately, I think the Pies are going to bounce back and try and make a statement. But I hope we don't let them. But I think the Pies win by 10 points. I'm going to hope I'm wrong, though. Let's see what happens. Come on, Saints. Hopefully, Jack Sinclair will back in. And then Butler, Paddy Dow still 3 to 4 weeks. I'm really excited to see how Paddy Dow is going to go at the Saints. I think he will really benefit from playing more midfield time properly with Crouch and Steely and co. When he comes back in a few weeks, 3 weeks time, I think Paddy Wow, as some people call him, Paddy Dow will be back. All right, Friday night. But I want the Saints to win, of course, just to clarify. Friday night, Adelaide Oval, 7:40 Victorian time. The Crows in Geelong. I think the Crows will win by 15 points. Geelong are no good. They can't. I think I was on their side there, or will they? If anyone fucking can, they can. Saturday, 1:45 at Marvel Stadium. It's North Melbourne hosting Freo. No one cares about North Melbourne. They're irrelevant. Dockers will get the win there. The women's team's great, but the men's, terrible. Fremantle to win by 20 points. Saturday, 4:35 at the MCG. Hawthorn hosting Melbourne. Melbourne win easy, especially if Sicily doesn't play. I'll go Melbourne by 30. Freo by 24. Saturday night at the SCG, Swans hosting the Bombers without Mason Redmond. 7:30 Vic time of the SCG. Swans will win by 25 points, if not more. Sunday, 1 o'clock, Victorian time at Ballarat at Mars Stadium. It's the Bulldogs hosting the Suns. The Suns will win by 30 points. Sunday, also at 4 p.m, Victorian time at the MCG, it's Richmond hosting Port Adelaide. I'm going the Power here to win by 40 points. Richmond good against Carlton, but I don't think they will keep up. And the final game of round 2, technically round 3 if you think about it, opening round, rubbish. Final game of round 2, it's 6:50 Victorian time at Optus Stadium in Perth, which I've now been to. Great ground, Optus Stadium, I love it. It's the Eagles hosting the Giants. The Giants will win by 60 plus points. Harley Reid did okay in his debut game, which I didn't mention to before. Now, my final thoughts are simply this. Do you want me on Cameo? If you're cameo.com/Cooper G, want me to roast a friend, wish someone happy birthday, anything at all, cameo.com/Cooper G, that option is always there. Now, also, if you know any AFLW players, AFL players, any up-and-coming draftees, you'll have seen on the podcast in the Gold King Challenge or an interview, or any state league players in VFL, Sample, Waffle, W leagues as well, send me a message and we'll love to get it sorted. If you're anyone that plays in those leagues or up-and-coming draftee, send me a message and we'll try and get something sorted if you haven't been on already, or if you have been on, I'd love to be on again. I'd love to have you on again. I've had a fair few people come on twice, and I love people coming on. It shows how much they enjoyed the first time. Thank you all. Until next episode, take care. And the most important thing of all to remember is go the Saints, and of course, acknowledge me, the one. Yeet. WrestleMania is only about 4 weeks away.